Hey guys, I'm here to give my review for the latest, superhero movie called The Amazing Spider-Man. It's a reboot of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, which came out not too long ago, and it comes out exactly 10 years after the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man, which was played by Tobey Maguire, which I'm sure every comic book fan is, familiar with. And going into this movie, I didn't really have high hopes for it. I actually wanted it to suck, really, and it surprised me. Really, I was pleasantly surprised by the story, the elements in it, the romance, the drama, the acting, the action sequences, the special effects, the 3D effects, everything. And I have to give big ups to Mark Webb, who directed this, for having the balls to come up with this reboot, really, because to be honest, before this movie came out, it came under a lot of fire from fans, Hollywood critics, because and myself too. I was pretty critical of Hollywood because I felt that Hollywood nowadays, they lack ideas, and they always like to come up with reboots that are not really worthy, reboots that are unnecessary sequels, unnecessary remakes, and all that. I've been pretty critical of Hollywood, and I had hopes for this one to fail. I expected this movie to suck, really, and it didn't really. I was pleasantly surprised. So for the first hour of the whole movie and all, they talk about how the history of Peter Parker and how he was a nerd in school, how he was bullied by Flash, and how he had a crush on this one girl in the science class named Gwen Stacy, which is different to the Mary Jane Watson we saw in the Sam Raimi movies. And when I was watching the first part of the movie, up to the part where he got bitten by a radioactive spider and all that, I was like, this is all too familiar. We've seen this in the Sam Raimi movies. They're repeating the same elements from that 2002 movie, which is what I thought was pretty ridiculous, but I still saw it anyways. They tried to present it in a different light, but at the end of the day, it was the same message they were trying to send. Oh, this guy got bitten by a radioactive spider, and here he goes, he's a superhero crawling on walls and all that stuff. And I sat through it anyways. But one thing I came to realize was that these people had a different message, a different story they were trying to tell about a guy, Dr. Connors, who was a crackshot scientist who had one arm, who was trying to develop some sort of advanced theory, I don't know, some advanced whatever, you know how it is, some advanced genetics, whatever. I'm not a science nerd anyways, so something advanced to try and advance limbs and to try and grow limbs back from animals. I was testing it on lizards and all that, and something went wrong. Not to give any spoilers away, it's already in the trailers anyway. Something went wrong, and it became this big giant lizard, scouring the streets of New York and all that stuff, ripping apart cars, wild beasts and all that. And I thought the concept was pretty good. I liked the lizard. I could understand his own storyline, where it was coming from, and the guy who played him was fantastic. Rise Fans, who's a Welsh actor, he played him to the T, and his presence was felt throughout the movie, so credit to him for that. I would like to also commend Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. Their chemistry was what drove this movie, really. Yeah, their chemistry was superb. It was fantastic. It was believable, as a couple, in love with each other and all that. The chemistry was fantastic. Kudos to them for that. And Andrew Garfield, I respect the guy because it's a big responsibility to be given the role of Spider-Man. Is it that you've got the tools, the fundamental tools to play the role, or you don't? But this guy played it to the T, and I have to commend him for that. I mean, he just took the reins around with it. Really, he took the role and he raised the bar. To be honest, personally, more than what Tobey Maguire did in the other three movies, and if there's going to be a sequel, I think he should stay on as Spider-Man because he did a fantastic job. Close to him. Also, Aunt May and Uncle Ben, the actors that played him, Sally Field and Martin Sheen, they also gave stellar performances. And the man who played Captain Stacy, Gwen's dad, Dennis Leary, he was fantastic in his role. So all around, everyone brought their A game. The action sequences were good. It could have been a better movie. It could have been much better, but it's still a good movie. Very enjoyable. I enjoyed it. The story was phenomenal. The action, everything was just great. And once again, credit to Mark Webb on a great movie. If there's a sequel, I hope he stays on. Because I thought he did a great job. The movie was fantastic. The movie was great, but not that awesome, but still great and still worth the watch. So I'd give this movie a B grade. Really, I'd give it a B grade, and I'll still recommend it for fans out there to go see it. It's a great movie. It's worth the money. It's worth it's a blast really in the theater and all. A great way of escaping into this world of web slinging and all that stuff. So it's a good time. It's a good time. Great fun movie. Hope you enjoy it and go check it out. It's out in theaters now in 3D and in 2D in other theaters as well. Thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of your day.